You heard the saying, you are what you eat. Well, joining me on the Eat Show to talk about making healthy choices is Cheryl Hughes. Cheryl owns the Whole Eatery and Naturals Cafe right here in Lancaster, California. Cheryl, you are looking great.
Well, thank you. I just got back from my yoga class.
Oh, well, what else do you do to keep looking so good?
You got to eat right. You got to make good, healthy choices. You got to take your supplements. You got to exercise. You got to hang around people with good vibes, and you got to think good thoughts.
So, do you feel too as good as you look? I mean, there's a glow.
To say that I don't have any aches and pains at my age would be silly, but I feel great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, most people don't realize how important nutritional value is in making healthy choices. Why is it so important?
Well, you know, I think what happens to people is they sail through life as we did when we were young, and we think we can do anything, eat anything, drink anything, stay out all night, and then all of a sudden you're not well. And then you start to think about what could you do to get well, and top of the list is always change your diet. Always. I mean, you can bring somebody back from really almost dead to health with good food, good nutrition, and it's amazing what you can do. So I think that people forget how important food choices are. They're in a hurry, they want to eat cheaply, they want quantity, not quality, so they just kind of forget to make those good choices until they don't feel well. Why do we eat chicken soup when we're sick? Because it nourishes our body. I mean, why do people look for certain foods when they don't feel good? Peppermint, stuff like that.
So even, I was thinking of fruits and vegetables. What are some of the nutritional values of eating that?
Oh my gosh, antioxidants, a word we've never thought we would be saying in our dialogue every day. Now we say it all the time. Resveratrol from grapes. I mean, quercetin from vitamin C. All of the antioxidants, all the fruits that are out there, the blueberries, the raspberries, the goji berries. I mean, things that we have never even heard of in this country 10 years ago are now very popular because of the antioxidants. Protecting the cellular membrane inside our body is what an antioxidant does.
Wow. So is there a certain amount of fruits and vegetables that we should eat?
Well, I always say eat as much as you can, as often as you can, if it's fresh and it's local and it's in season. Now, of course, if you're prone to having problems with citrus, don't gorge yourself on those beautiful oranges as they come into season, but use some, discretion. But I think you should have many servings of fruits and vegetables throughout the day as often as you can. Throw them in your smoothie for breakfast, a great salad with raw veggies for lunch. Add that into dinner, and a beautiful piece of fruit, perfectly ripe for dessert, is fabulous.
Cheryl Hughes, owner of the Whole Eatery in Lancaster, has been leading people in the Antelope Valley down the path to healthy eating habits for decades. The Whole Eatery helps shape the natural products industry by assisting in the development of good organic retail practices for the Organic Trade Association, including Citizens for Health, which helped write the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, the Natural Products Association, and the Food Institute. Although the business has changed over the past decades, Cheryl Hughes' enthusiasm, as you can see, for supporting small natural food retailers is as strong as ever.
I've been seeing GMOs. I'm not real familiar with that, but I've been seeing that on labels. What is GMO?
GMO means genetically modified organisms, and it's where biotechnology has come in and inserted a gene from one thing into another. So it could be a gene to make the skin of a tomato strong so it doesn't rip open in the sunshine. So maybe they use an animal gene, a fish gene, to go into that tomato. So what that does is it alters the genetic composition of that fruit or vegetable. vegetable. Why don't we want that? Because we really don't know long-term what the effects of that are. So there's a project out there called Non-GMO Verified that's striving to give people the information on the label of their food that it does not have GMOs in it. The most prevalent crops in this country are wheat, soybeans, corn, things that we see everywhere in all of our food products.
So I imagine, well, if it's organic, let's talk about organic and non-organic, because GMO, definitely it won't be organic.
Well, actually, that's a good question, because if you are an organic food, you may not have any genetically modified seeds, cannot have a genetically modified fruit or vegetable or product in an organic food. It can't be done. That's in the organic regs. Now, you could have a GMO product that is not organic. So it's not genetically modified, but maybe they use something to spray on it. So you can have 3 categories of food: non-GMO, GMO with organic, organic just by itself that has no GMO in it, and then you can have a regular traditional food.
And what are the benefits of organic versus non-organic?
Well, there's a lot of people that will tell you that it tastes the way an apple should taste or an orange should taste, but sometimes you can get a commercial fruit that tastes that way. But I think what it is it's preserving the planet, it's the nutritional value of that fruit and vegetable, it's farming, and really it's just the right thing to not disturb Mother Nature, to grow a product without spraying it with chemicals, with letting nature take its course with the bugs, and just doing the right thing. And what could be better than a ripe fruit off the tree?
Yeah.
Or a radish picked out of your garden.
You know, I love this time of year, and it's November, and you have something special coming up to get our taste buds all going, something Festival of Flavor?
Yes, we do. On November 15th, we're having a little to-do here at the Whole Wheatery. 11:30 to 2:30, we're going to have some food vendors, and all of us are going to prepare some recipes, and we're going to hand them out. We're going to let you taste. I mean, pumpkin pasta with a little bit of organic Italian sausage in it. We're going to do a beautiful salad with pomegranate seeds. We're just going to do a lot of fun things to give you some good ideas for the holidays, because November's all about food and family.
Yeah, and making healthy choices in November is a good way to get ready for the new year.
Absolutely. Gather around the table, your favorite friends and family, celebrate with good quality food, eat your colors, enjoy the wholesomeness that nature brings to you, and make it a wonderful season.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Well, I'm smelling something good today.
Well, it could be pumpkin bread.
Okay.
It could be the pasta that they're creating today. They are making that lovely pumpkin pasta with brown rice pasta instead of a white pasta or instead of a whole wheat pasta. We're using a rice pasta, which is really nice.
I have to say, we just started eating brown rice pasta, and we love it. It's not that different, and so now they're making it even with pumpkin.
Well, the sauce has a pumpkin on it.
Okay.
Because it's November, so we got to get all that pumpkin and turkey stuff in there right now. But yeah, the brown rice pasta is wonderful. It's delicious. It's come a long way, as a lot of those gluten-free foods have come a long way.
Oh.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Okay, now I know it's holiday time too, and this is a place that you can always come for your turkeys, and there's something special about the turkeys you sell here.
Yes, our Shelton turkeys are fresh turkeys. They've never been frozen, and they are raised without the use of hormones and antibiotics. And truthfully, they're so juicy and moist and delicious, and we get compliments every year. We've been selling this same farm's turkeys for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're proud of our turkeys.
Oh, so no hormones and no
antibiotics, and they're range-free, so they can go around and peck, and they can get good quality food without any GMOs in it, and they're just a delicious, really juicy, moist, tender bird.
Oh.
Even the toms, the big toms, are moist and tender.
I have served it, and I have cooked it, and I loved it, and I could tell the difference.
Great,
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I could tell the difference, but I realized, so antibiotics and hormones is something we need to look for in our foods too to stay away from.
Well, I think what happens is to raise animals to their fullest weight capacity as quickly as we can, we're injecting them with hormones. I mean, we've seen it everywhere, and that's what they do. And then we're giving them a lot of antibiotics because they're in such small quarters, and they're bumping up against each other. There's not good sanitation in those quarters, so you have to give those animals a lot of antibiotics to keep them healthy for that short period of their life before they become our dinners. Not my dinners.
No.
Not your dinners, but somebody's dinners.
Yeah. Well, we are sitting here in the juice bar, and I look forward to coming back to see you because you're going to show us around the store a little bit and the cafe.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see it all because it's a fun place.
Well, Cheryl, thank you so much. I sure appreciate the information and what an experience here today with Cheryl at the Whole Eatery. Come back because we're going to take a look at a few other places right here in Lancaster, California at the Whole Eatery with Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Claudia. Welcome to Le Chien.
You know, I grew up in an Italian family restaurant, and I couldn't wait to turn 13 and start serving tables and be a waitress. Well, I learned so much growing up in restaurant, but out here in the Antelope Valley and Santa Clarita area, we want to just bring you history and make your stomach so hungry for good food. Well, most of you will know this place and you love it. And I want you to help me welcome at the Eat Show, Juan Alonso. Welcome, Juan.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Connie. And let's do this again. We did that a few years back.
We did. I'm so glad to have you back, and we just want to hear about what's still been going on. Well, there's such tradition here, even at Le Chien's.
Well, we just celebrated our 33 years, and it's wonderful to be here that long. You know, it seems like yesterday since we opened, and it is a beautiful place to be, Le Chien.
Wow, so 33 years. Did you know kind of the age, Juan, you were when you wanted to be in the restaurant business or cook food or be a chef?
Well, when I was young, I was going to school. You needed to find something to do, and so my mom wanted me to be many things: a tailor, this, that. And perhaps I should have done well in the clothing, but I decided I was going to be a cook because I could travel, I could go anywhere, and I always would have a job somewhere. People have to eat somehow.
Yes. Well, where were you born? Is that where you learned to cook?
No, I was born in Spain, grew up in France, and that's where I learned to cook.
So, the exquisite French cuisine at Le Chien's is all from your own personal recipes and things you've created?
Is things I picked along my journey in the world, and some I tweaked, some we changed a little bit because some of them are very labor intensive, so we have to tweak a little bit. So because the labor, a long time ago when I was working in some restaurants, we have 50 guys in the kitchen to cook for 100 people, 120 people, so we can't do that anymore.
Well, it's such good tradition too. Not only do you have the daily specials, but you have food that has remained on the menu.
Well, we don't have daily specials per se. We have specials who come and go since everything is on a blackboard, and we have such extensive menu. Most people go to a restaurant and use the flavor of the day. They have the specials of the day. We have very consistent and follow the tradition of Le Chien, where our menu is very extensive and it's something for everybody.
Yeah, that's what I know so many people love and coming back for, but I think of the people that we get to introduce your place to also that are going to want to come, and then you have this beautiful area in the back. What made you develop the area outside of the restaurant?
Well, to start with, we are open 7 nights for dinner, and we are open for Sunday brunch. And it's amazing because people come, and they've been coming sometimes for 10, 20 years, and they keep on eating the same thing over and over and over again. And they say, oh my God, I should change someday, but this is so good. Oh, I love this. This is my favorite dish. And they stay with that. And it must be because we are consistent at it. Then what made me open the back is I have land. The restaurant is on 2+ acres, and so I decided to do a garden, and we do weddings and functions, and people can stroll. We have been voted the most romantic restaurant, so people can come, have dinner, grab a glass of wine, and stroll in the garden and stuff like that. So it is not just a restaurant in the shopping center somewhere. It's something that has character, because the building has character, like I say.
Yes.
Because of the movie and many things. The building has very character, made of stones, who come from the Antelope Valley, from Little Rock.
Yes, so it was built in the 1920s.
Yes.
And then you were talking about some of the movies. One of the well-known movies was a Spielberg movie, right?
Yeah, Spielberg was one of the most famous, I think, because it was Spielberg's first shot at getting an Oscar, and he didn't get one, but he was nominated.
Right.
And he was 18 years old, but it was a tremendous movie, and lots of people sometimes drive by or come to see where that happened.
Oh, boy. So that was before Le Chen's.
Oh yeah, we were before the Shen. It was in the movie it was Chuck's Cafe, but the Shen actually means the Oaks, and the Oaks was the name of the building of the coffee shop, restaurant, whatever. Many things have been over the years, and it was the Oaks. We just literally introduced the name to French,
Oh, yeah.
translate the name to French.
Oh, okay. Because there are beautiful oak trees still all around, right?
Yes, live oaks, they are gorgeous, and you have shade the patio, and so it was like we say, no need to travel to France to dine in the country and by the side of the road. And there's a little oasis.
Yeah. Well, the French food that I only knew was kind of Creole back in the South, but there's such an exquisite aroma and flavors eating your food and seeing the different things on the menu. Do you have a favorite dish? I know it must change, but just tell us some of the dishes most popular dishes.
Well, the most popular dish we sell the most is filet mignon au poivre with a pepper steak.
Filet mignon
Au poivre.
au poivre.
Is a pepper steak. And then we have, the second one is filet mignon Roquefort. But we have so many things, we have elk, we have buffalo, we have ostrich, we have seafood, we have shrimps, we have the biggest lobster you can imagine. Very intensive, from veal to fish to, it's a very extensive menu. And you can see that on lechan.com.
Oh yeah, okay. And it really depends on the mood you're in. So you
Yes,
order.
of course, it's difficult to say I like this. You get up in the morning and today you feel like having a steak, or you feel like having fish, or you go to the market and you see a certain fish and you say, oh, this is what I want, or a certain vegetable or something like that. So that what decides.
I think a lot of times we have to listen to the cravings of our body
Yes,
too. Yeah,
yes.
we need this today. So to start a good meal at Le Chen's, of course, is an amazing selection of wine. So for some of the new folks who don't know, and I know your regulars would just speak so highly of the options of wine you have here, but let us know about your wine cellar and some of the wines.
We have a tremendous wine list, one of the best wine lists probably in the state or the nation, and French and California wines. But we also make our own wine. We own about 5 acres that we work and grow the grapes, and we make about 5-6 different wines, depends what year. Most of it is make one we call Schwann's Red. There's a blend, and we just it happened that just yesterday we just bottled that.
All right,
And,
so this is Juan's Red, one that was
yes.
made. So you grew the grapes and you've aged this right here?
Yes, we make it under Reyes Winery's license, and we make it at Reyes.
Oh, okay.
And it's wonderful wine. You want to try it?
Yes, let's open it.
Let's see if I can
I'll
open
have
it.
to do that. So also, there's a wine trail, and this is the northern part of the beginning of that wine trail. Is that correct?
Well, in the north of the county, I was perhaps the first one to plant grapes, but others followed. The other Aguadulce winery, Reyes winery, and so lots of people now starting to come. They don't need to go to Santa Barbara, and they need to go to Napa, Paso Robles or Napa. I think we can make as good wine as they can, and it's only about 45 to an hour from Los Angeles. So
Right.
it could be a day trip where you can stop at, especially on Sunday, you can stop at the restaurant, have brunch, go visit a few wineries, get some wine, and take a little wine home.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not. You don't have to stay anywhere, or you don't have to drive too far. So it's a nice day trip.
Yeah. Okay, so Cheers. So I should swirl it first.
Yes, swirl it, smell it. I think it smells wonderful.
So it's robust, a less sweeter wine, right?
It's dry, but it has a nice flowery complexion.
And so when folks are ordering, is it true that this would go more with a red meat, a wine like this?
This is a food wine, you know.
Food wine.
It's a food wine, so it goes well with a steak or not fish, but veal or venison or something like that. I think it's a wonderful bottle of wine.
That's lovely. So you have this and then a lot of other options. How do you help people decide? Do folks come and try different ones?
Well, sometimes we try to help them. Sometimes they look to the list and they already know what they want, or we have lots of jewels. We have extensive wine list, and not expensive if you compare it to lots of the restaurants in LA. Our wine list is very reasonable, so people can have enough money left over to buy the gas to come to visit us.
Well, and I understand that there are people that come here from as far as San Diego and Pasadena, and you have quite an extensive guest list.
People come here from all walks of life. People come here for their birthdays, anniversaries, and so forth. But also they come here, yes, from the San Fernando Valley, from Los Angeles, from Pasadena, from Santa Monica, from far away, you know.
Yeah.
Because we've been here 33 years, so people have been here, and it's different. It's like an adventure.
Yeah. You know, I'm so grateful for you persevering, you know, to have 33 years and to stay in a place and it to be good food. And it helps people from in the Los Angeles area know good French food and where they can find it in this area.
There's not very many French restaurants left in Los Angeles. In the 70s and 80s they were the dominant restaurants, but now they are no longer. And so we have lots of people still have nostalgia and they come to see us. And it is beautiful to be in the same place for so many years. Most of the time, restaurants don't last that long.
Yeah.
Because of economic or because of things. We managed to stay and thanks to our faithful following.
Yeah. Well, you said the 70s and 80s, so there was French restaurants.
Many.
So what made you say, I'm going to open one?
Well, I'm a cook, I'm a chef, but at one time I decided I was going to sell real estate, and I came in to sell real estate in the Santa Clarita Valley. And I opened the restaurant truly by accident. It was not a conscious thought. It was just progression of things, and it just happened.
Oh, lucky
and
for us.
And sometimes you get led to places you don't know you're going to go, and so that just happened to me.
That's true. I believe that doors open for a reason.
I got some guidance and it came, so it was never conscious. I'm a chef, so I was attracted to food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't at the moment, it wasn't I'm gonna open this restaurant here. I wasn't.
So Juan, do you still travel? And when you do you eat at different types of restaurants?
Well, we always try. We always want to see what somebody else does. You know, the cooking evaluates. We're doing a certain type of cooking. It's traditional French food, but traditional French food goes to many phases. Like the cooking in California, they go to nouvelle cuisine and things change and things like that. We have an earthy menu and stuff like that.
Yes.
And things are changing all the time. You know, the cooking is new ideas, lots of fusion, stuff like that. Ours is French. You know.
So fusion, what is fusion?
Fusion is a different things from different culture or different cuisines, and it's blended and they come up with their a new take on for example, a Japanese dish and a French dish, or something like that. You know? So it's a fusion of two things. It's a union of two cultures, or two cuisines, or two.
Yeah.
And so that is happening a lot. But we stay with what we know and what we do best.
Okay. You know, I can remember growing up and going into a restaurant with my dad, and he would stop and ask this person and that person, "What are you eating? Do you like it?" You know, and then eat a dish and try and figure out what was in it. Is that something that most chefs do? You're like, "Oh, it's got this or that." And
Well, if you go somewhere, you always like to see what you eat, you know, and you know, I don't go and speak over and say, "Hey, is that good?" You try to do, and when you order somewhere, sometimes you have expectations, and this is the worst, because you go somewhere and you see a name and stuff, and says, "Well, I think this is what it is," and when it comes, it's not exactly this. It's somebody who tweaked it, or you just given a name. So you never know where you end up. You know,
Right.
you used to be like French cuisine used to be more formalized. Used to be, but now the bubble is much bigger, and everybody gets a take
Yeah.
of a different, they look to a different focus. So, but it's challenging, and it's great because your palate is evolving, and like anything else, culture evolves.
Yes.
It's like language is anything else. It's evolve, and so it changes.
I like that.
sometimes.
So you said your palate evolves too?
Well, if you taste different stuff, you know,
Yes.
if you eat meat and potatoes every day, that's all you have taste for, meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
But we have that. We have, you know,
Yeah, you satisfy that soul too, don't
yes,
you?
yes.
Yeah. Well, it's really something that I can't wait for the holidays to share with people too, all the good things that'll be going on here. So
We're going to have Thanksgiving. We'll be open from 3 till closing. And we have turkey, of course. We'll have.
now, is that new to open on
Well,
Thanksgiving?
we opened at the beginning. We opened, then one day I got left with so much turkey, I decided I was going to open. But finally, we had so many calls, I decided to reopen. So the last couple of years we have opened, but we will be open for Thanksgiving. We'll have turkey, we'll have goose, we'll have prime rib plus our regular menu. So
Oh, my
it'll
goodness.
be something for everybody.
Oh, goodness. That sounds delicious. Well, Juan, thank you so much, and for making this a special treat at Le Chen's. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the Eat Show, and come out to see Juan at Le Chen's.